Yes, people. Yes, my Gooners. Welcome back to the Gooner Club podcast with myself, Romario, Webster, Huss, and Mo. I'm delighted to say we have our first ever guest on the pod, my good friend, Talksport's very own Luke Henry. Luke, it's a shame I have to bring you on the pod in these circumstances, brother. But how are you? I know the
Yeah.
answer, but how are you?
Terrible. Thanks. Absolutely terrible. What a long day. But it's ended on a high because I'm joining this podcast. So thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, bro.
Oh, you're too kind, Luke. I mean, when you came on off before we start recording, you said on the way to the recording you got stopped by Kundi and Ahara. Just describe to the people a little bit what it's like working in the office at Talksport. Because I tell Mo, I tell Huss, I tell everyone who watches and listens, but just let the people know how long it can be when Arsenal. We didn't even lose; we just dropped points. But let the people know what it's like.
Okay, do you want me to do an actual impression of how it was?
God, yeah, God,
So,
God.
Go on.
Jamie O'Hara sees me and I see him. I didn't say anything. I look at him and he goes, "Bowl it. You bowl it. Bowl it. You're not even a hello. Not even a hello. Oh, what's happening, Lukey? Shambles. Generally. Yeah. And then we had a chat about it. And then Candy walked in and went, "Oh dear. Oh dear." And he won.
Yeah.
But what he did say, and you can ask him this, and he's going to say it at Sports Bar tonight, Candy would still rather be Arsenal than Manchester City right now.
Yeah.
And he still thinks we'll win the league.
Interesting.
So, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
But yeah, and then they came me there and we had a quick chat, and then I had to get off because I wanted to be on this podcast and talk actual football chat rather than just bottle it.
But that's the thing. That's what we're gonna get now, isn't it, boys? We're gonna get all of that bottle talk. That here it goes again. Arsenal are letting it slide. Look, Huss, Mo, me and Luke were on with Deluded Gooner on Talks About Arsenal. Shouts out Deluded Gooner. And we got a lot off our chest. So I'll come to you first, Huss. What did you make of that? Wolves 2, Arsenal 2, bottom of the league. Wolves 10 points. Wolves they had 9 before yesterday. The record low is 11. Derby County in 0708. I remember that like it was yesterday. But I mean, it's been nearly 24 hours and I'm still in disbelief that we actually drew that game. I mean, Huss, talk to me. Like, what's going on with the boys?
Honestly, it's took me a long time to like get my words right for this, or even like get some words together to even think about what happened. But truthfully, the more I think about it, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen as an Arsenal fan. Like when I've put everything together,
Not even
context
funny.
wise, the fact that we're top of the league and they're bottom of the league, the fact that we've got such a comfortable lead at the top of the league, and we've thrown it away in this manner to be 2-0 up against Wolves, bottom of the league. And I don't know. It didn't feel right from the start, to be honest. And we've not been great for the last, few games, probably all 2026. We've not quite looked the same. And one thing I found myself thinking during that game, watching, I was thinking, has this been us all season? Was I under some sort of spell up until December? Like, have we always been like this, or has something changed in the team or in these boys? And that's what I'm trying to get my head around. Really, I'm trying to get to the root cause of what the problem is. And truthfully, I couldn't even begin because I couldn't really pick out individuals who were particularly at fault. People want to say Arteta, but I sure to put the blame solely on Arteta or any particular player. I think you can question the selection, but that's obviously the first thing you always do when you drop points is you look at the selection and say, what could have been different? Personally, I'm not a big fan of that front three we went with. Madueke, Martinelli, Knockeres. I think they've got a proven track record of not really working together, not really having anyone who can sort of receive the ball, hold it up, and do much with it. But Saka at 10 gave me a bit of hope. Starting off well, got a goal. I think that goal masked a lot of like how poor the first half actually was, to be honest. I think from the first half you could see a lot of the issues which came to life in the second half. And yeah, man, for me that's probably one of the worst moments of Arteta's reign, for sure. Yeah, that's all I can say on the matter right now, man.
But I'm just coming to terms with the fact that we are actually shit. We are actually cheeks, bro. Like what you said, have we been doing this all season? Yes, we have. Okay, all season. I've been having this same combo with you all year. I think we've only been top because everyone else has been rubbish. We have not played great football at all. The games are dire to watch. They are so boring. How are you making a game with Wolves this dry? Even the last leg, all of December, we were getting away with it. And now all of our mistakes are just we're just getting caught out with it. They're actually just coming to the forefront. It's like I say this. It's like with boxing. There's someone you can believe is the truth, and then they get in the ring with someone who else, and then all their flaws just come to light. Like Teofimo Lopez, Errol Spence. You think they're amazing. Then when you see their flaws exposed like that, it's just like I felt sick yesterday. But the whole game was boring. Like how we struggling a game against Wolves, and we can't even make any exciting passes, any nice 1-2s. There's no good football. And to me, I don't know, man. Like I blame individuals. We go every week. We've been going in on the players, break down on Eze, break down on this player. But for me, I got to look up top, because I think the mentality stems from the top down. And Mikel, I've said it for ages, I think he coaches our fear. Like every time we say, "Oh, if you can't win, don't lose it." Bro, we're playing out of fear. There's no reason to be going into a game with Wolves and just trying to hold on. They were the better team after we scored for most of the game. We didn't look like we were going to score a second. We're not getting shots off. And I could start with the lineup. Well, like we said, we played who? Noni up top, Noni, Martinelli, and Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Like you're playing 3 runners up top, 3 guys that want to play on the last man, and then you don't even play the guys behind them to support that. You don't play the guys that'll play a ball over the top. You don't play a Norgard that play a ball over the top. You don't play a Ben White. When we had when we were 23 season, we were playing that free-flowing football. Look who we had on there. We had ball players playing. We had Zinchenko that would get into the middle and play passes through. We had Ben White that would do the same. We had Thomas Partey that would do the same. And now we're going into these teams with one, 2 players that can connect a ball, and the rest are just people in there trying to fight duels. It's horrible to watch. But we're going into, bro, I feel sick. I know when
it's crazy how
doesn't work. That lineup doesn't work, and I know Mikel knows it because we all know it. So Mikel and Heinz they're looking at each other like, "Trust me, bro. 40% of the time, this works every time." Like,
but do you know it is? Mo, do you know it is? I've seen a few people say the lineup doesn't work, and I know what you said there. Like, we're top because other teams have been bad, and we're not actually that good. We look shit, but I'm not sure I agree. I think we looked very bad yesterday, but we looked bad against Liverpool, Nottingham Forest. But yesterday, it's after we go to at 2-0, you take it. You're like, all right, 2-0. The issue is, which I don't know, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I think it's more the style of play is that when you don't win, that's when it looks really bad, because then you can't justify playing negative football. But when you think about
that kind of football,
yeah, that kind of football isn't it's not encouraging. So if you don't get the result, it feels worse than it is. It feels like you've lost because it feels like you sort of wasted time. But when you think about it, 2-0 up, the lineup at that point isn't bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Part of me thinks
they scored their second goal.
Management.
It is game management, but they scored their second goal. When we scored our second goal, sorry, that was against the run of play. Wolves started the half better than us.
We're surprised.
How is that happening? We're finishing the half weak. We're starting the second half poor. Oh man! Like, even if we won yesterday, I wasn't going to be happy. It's the same like last time when we played Wolves. I didn't walk away happy that we scored a 9th minute. It just left me with more problems, and we keep putting the problems to the side because we keep saying it's all right. As long as we win, it's all right. As long as we win, it's all right. But the problems, the faults are there for everyone to see. You cannot win a title playing this way. I said it before. Like, I know I'm probably going extra, but I said it on the Man United loss. I was like, this actually might be the worst team to win a league title if they do, because this is horrible. Like,
it's horrible to watch.
This isn't.
I still don't think we're the worst team, but we're on the worst to watch.
You know,
one of the worst to watch as well.
But you know what we look like right now? You know, when Spurs got Conte and Mourinho and just decided, let's get a manager in that doesn't care about style of football, but they're going to get the wins. That's what we're doing right now. And we're all just accepting it. Arsenal should never accept this. We play good football. That's what we do. We play better football than Pep used to. Like, this isn't it. Yeah, we do. We do, man. Pep's team is similar to what they hold the ball, and I care because I want to watch the game. End of the day, I'm spending 90 minutes and I'm bored. And if we're not going to get the result out at the end of it, it's not worth it to me. And if this carries on, Exactly, but I'm saying if we're not going to get the result at the end of it and we're going to play this way, then it's not worth it to me. Like if this is how it's going to be, then I'm going to need a change because this
No,
can't.
do you know,
This isn't sustainable.
there's a balance to that in it, because this is what I'm saying. Like, because we've not got the 3 points, the style of the play's become a problem. But you've got to remember, there were times we're playing good football and not winning, and then the problem was the mental fragility, the defense isn't good enough. It's all, everything is about balance in it, and ultimately the balance isn't right at the minute. And to be fair, Luke, you were saying earlier that you think Arteta could leave at the end of next season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think then, because I guess what Mo's hinting at is that it's the style of play that's implemented by the manager. The manager's pragmatic. He's got this risk-averse approach. I've said it weeks ago. I thought the Man United defeat sort of opened our eyes a little bit, that Michael Carrick's come in. All of a sudden, Man United are playing try around, which, to be honest, it's easy to tick it around and play free-flowing football when you've got no pressure on you. But Luke, do you think this is a problem with the manager and how he's setting the team out? Do you think the mentality is coming from him, or are the players just not living up to the standards?
It's a good question. I think that's right. Let's put it into 2 parts. Last night, inexcusable, inexplicable. We all know that should never happen, regardless if you're going for a Premier League title. It should never happen. We know that. I disagree with the narrative that we've been poor all year. So I think as football fans, we do have short-term memories. There was a part this season where we weren't conceding a single shot in games, and we blew away a team of Bayern Munich's caliber in the Champions League, and we were getting the praise that we rightly deserved because we were playing good football. I exhibit Newcastle away and playing football the right way. Since the turn of the year, I don't know what's actually happened. But the pressure, and I don't even want to call it pressure. I don't know what it is, because it's not pressure, because these are professional footballers, and we were talking about this earlier. If you want to be at the top of your game, these are the moments you want. You want to be playing for clubs that are fighting for titles, fighting for trophies. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fear of wanting it so much that you become scared and you play within yourselves. And if it, like you say, if you want to win football matches so much, the fear of losing actually can take over. But it's ironic, isn't it? Because you talk about the style of play. The funny thing is, there's this misconception that we play a defensive style of football. We don't. If you actually look at the high line we have, and you look at where our positioning is, we have one of the most attacking teams. The issue is, it's the platform of how it's operated. And if you look at the likes of Pierre Nketiah and Jurriën Timber, they should never be as far forward as they are on the pitch, and your wingers should not be behind them. So it's not the fact that the style of play is negative, it's the understanding of what is the benefit of having my fullback in those positions. I'll give you an example in the Brentford game. A lot of people criticised Eze. I watched Eze in that first half. Why was Eze playing 5-yard passes through the lines to Timber in the half space? It should be the other way around.
It's actually madness.
And that's the question for the manager, and that's where the confusion lies. And then on top of that, you're looking at a side since the turn of the year that has gone 1-0 up and has sat back. And my concern has always been, whether we've been challenging for the Premier League, in football, in the Premier League especially, no matter what team it is, even Wolves, because like I said, when Wolves go down, there'll be 3 or 4 players in that team that will be playing Premier League football next season because they are good enough. Every team in the Premier League has a divine right bit of quality. They can pick the ball up from 25 yards and put it in the back of the net. Exhibit A last night, Santiago Bueno. That can happen. There's too much unpredictability in football, and the element of total control doesn't exist, because you can have 75% of possession, but a moment like that is why we love football, and it can change. Play football matches that need to be played, and don't play football. Last night didn't need to be a football match. Everyone that was watching that football match last night was tuning in to go, if it gets to 40 minutes at half time and it's 0-0, you never know. You've done the hardest thing. You scored within 4 minutes. They've checked out. They know they're not very good, but you're giving them hope by staying in the game, by being half-hearted, by being passive. That's not going to work with the Arsenal fans. Brentford is a different game. Brentford, one of the toughest teams you'll play this season. We played them at the wrong time. Now you look at that and go, do you know what? We weathered the storm. We've come out there with a point. From the 62nd minute, they had 8 shots, we had 1. Yeah, we could have nicked it at the end. But the problem is that we shouldn't be relying on 1 or 2 chances. We should be having a handful of chances to try and win games of football. So you look at that and go, look, stomach it. It's not the best result. On another day, could have lost that game. You go and beat Wolves, you go 7 points clear. Last night was just unacceptable. But why was it unacceptable? Because of the way we performed and the way we carried out the game. And if you want to win the Premier League title, I need to see more from the players, because they are not playing that a team that wants to go and seize it and win games. They are playing as a team that doesn't want to lose football matches. And there is a difference in how you prevent that. And that's why it's annoying. Listen, we're going to talk about the bottling. And I'm very strong on this because we support the club, we love the club, we love the players, and we will back the team and we will support the team. Last 3 seasons, I think there's been different factors and different, connotations about the word bottling that I don't agree with, and I don't think we've actually bottled it at all in the last 3 seasons. I think there's been factors and context that you can put into that could give you an argument. This season has been quite different because we've had multiple opportunities to pull clear. Liverpool, Forest. The Forest one was the worst one. The Forest one would for me. That was bad. And I'll tell you why it was bad, because 5 hours before that game, Manchester derby, some games mean more than others. A Manchester derby will sting Manchester City. It would sting Pep. It stings the fans. Go and put that marker down at 5:30 against Nottingham Forest, a team that was 17th at the time. Sean Dyche, we know what a good manager he is, but we know what the type of football he's going to get. It's going to be hard to break down, but the onus is on you to go and seize it and make it happen. The performance was abject. It didn't look like a team that should be embracing and buzzing about the opportunity to go 9 points clear. And it took me a while to understand this, but when Bernardo Silva came out at the game against Liverpool at Anfield, and he said, we knew that if the gap went to 9 points, it'd probably be over. I think that was a little indirect message to them saying, you had your chance and you didn't take it, and now we're coming to get you. Can you handle this title race? And I couldn't understand why he said it off the back of the win, but then I thought, it's mind games. He's basically saying, you had your chance and you didn't go out and win it.
Yeah.
Now it's up to us.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what? Now you're right about the performances, but I don't think it's something that's just happened over the turn of the year. Like if you look at December, it's the same performances and you were just getting through them. I can count on one hand, like you said, how many of these great results, and most of them have been great performances, and most of them have been in Europe. That's where we've actually gone on and we've actually played exciting football. Our players have actually flourished. But in the Prem, I don't know what it is. Like there's just is it a different mentality shift? They go in there.
Like Luke mentioned, there was Newcastle away. Now that Villa game where we won 4-1 was one of the best recent-ish ones that I've seen in a while. But genuinely, like you said, from the turn of the year, it's been something off. And one of the things I've said for a while is we've got leaders in our team. We've got people like Gabriel, we've got Saliba, we've got Rice. They're leaders, but they're not winners. We don't have people who've got a proven track record of winning anything. Like who's won anything? Obviously, Declan Rice won the Conference League or whatever. But really, I think where we could have benefited, or where this team needs, we need someone in that dressing room who's been there, done it before, because these players don't really know what to do when they go 2-0 up. That's when the problems seem to arise, when we're 1-0 up, when we're 2-0 up. That's where we have this shift into just, like yesterday, we talk about not being able to have total control, but we completely relinquished control at all times. You just kept giving them the ball back, almost to say we don't actually want control. We'd rather just sit back and defend and just sweep things away, because we've got so much overconfidence in our defence at times. Like you said, at the start of the season, we were giving away no shot on target, where we've got to the point now where conceding a goal has become normal. Like it's become a normal thing when we concede. I remember when we used to concede, I'd be furious. Now you half expect it when we concede a goal. And that does show that there's been a dip somewhere. And I think it's only all these goals we're conceding, they tend to be after that 60th or 70th minute. We seem to just dip into some defensive shell and we just let them come out. And honestly, but I think I remember that Man City game where it was 2-1 up when Trossard got sent off, and we parked the bus deep all game and we held out for so long, but then we conceded in the very last minute, last kick of the game, we conceded. And I always felt from that point on, we always seem to just automatically get back into that shape whenever we had like a 1-goal lead. We just seem to just revert back into this sort of shape. But then there'll be a nervousness with it because the team know that we have conceded when we've got into this shape. We've conceded against Sunderland last minute, conceded against Villa last minute, conceded against City that game. So it comes with like a nervousness. And I don't know. My issue right now is I don't know where we resolve it. I don't know how it gets fixed immediately. Like what you mentioned about the platform and our attackers, that's something we've spoke about on this podcast week in, week out. Why is Hincapié and Timber getting best attacking positions? obviously Hincapié goes and scores yesterday, so Arteta looks like a bit of a genius in that sense. But then he gets completely chucked out the window because we go and concede 2 straight after. So there's got to be a method in which we can get the best out of our attackers in a better sense. There has to be, and we can't rely on just defensive shape all season. What team have won the league in this sort of manner in the last 10 years? Obviously Chelsea did back in the day, but it's not been a recent side who've won a league with this level of attacking play. So I honestly, that's my main worry is I don't know how we fix this in the short term.
Huss, do you know what also is just frustrating with Arteta is like he makes subs, but they're so predictable. Like Timber, I felt like he needed saving yesterday. We spoke in the last episode about maybe you shouldn't even start. I don't get why you don't play Mascara at right back. And if you don't trust Mascara at right back, just like put Saliba out there. It's bottom of the league. I think Mascara should have come on at right back, even Norgard, or bring Norgard on for Zubimendi. I'm not really sure what Zubimendi done yesterday, and I don't really want to start targeting players. But then if you go away from Arteta, you look at the players who came off the bench. Jesus done nothing. Eze done nothing. And even Trossard, like, done nothing. He was on for 15 minutes. It's not long, but when he was on, he didn't threaten at all or he looked extendedly. And with Eze, I remember we were talking about his performance against Wigan in the FA Cup. And this is what I was saying to you boys, that I'm taking almost nothing from that game. That is the opposition, the level of opposition of Wigan. Of course, Eze is going to look good. He's Eberechi Eze. He's the England international, won the FA Cup pretty much, walked Palace to it last season. And he's playing against bottom of the League One opposition. Like, he's of course going to look good. And for me, when he comes on in the 60 or so minute, I think he comes on for Madueke and Gyökeres come off for Jesus. It's just like, do something. Go and finish the game. Go and show why you should start. And I just don't think they did that. And I guess it leads to the question, boys. Luke, I ask you, are the players good enough? Do they have the makeup of champions? Can they actually get this over the line? Because I've sort of said it earlier, like Gabriel has been here for all those years where he finished second. Saliba, Saka, Ben White, Odegaard, Jesus. They've all been there and they've all finished second. And I love these players. I think they're great. I think they can win us the league, but maybe they just don't have it, bro.
Maybe. I think they do. But that's why it's frustrating, because it is there. And I don't know what's changed over the last 6 weeks from 2 wins in 7 Premier League matches. My not my issue, but my concern with the players is that they do a lot of talking off the pitch and say the right things, but when it comes on the pitch, it doesn't reflect. Arteta saying about, for the next 4 months, we're going to enjoy it. We're going to live it. Declan Rice talks about legacy. Saliba talks about winning titles. Gabriel talks about being, in love with London. Bukayo Saka signing his contract today. They will obviously know Haaland and all that, everything like that, and he believes we're going to get over the line, which he stated today. Okay, we know that. That's what we're all here for. There's no fraction between the board anymore. This isn't what it was like 10 years ago. Everyone that supports Arsenal, or is associated with Arsenal, or everyone looks at the project, knows that Arsenal are here to do one thing, and that's to win the big trophies. So the players can say the right things at the right time, but I need to see it on the pitch. And also, it's little things. It's players taking initiative. Small margins will dictate a title. Brentford, edge of the box, Declan Rice. There's no time to be squaring it to Victor Gyökeres. You put your boots where it's 2-0, you get 3 points. Game done. Last night, the half-hearted nature that I was watching, it's almost like they were like, I just don't know why it was so bad last night. But they're all good. And you touched on the Wigan game. You can't look at the Wigan game for Eze. But why did it look good? It's because you had a player in Norgard fizzing him the ball through the lines, not being afraid, playing it quick. I looked at Saka last night. Saka, how many times did he ask for the ball in the pockets?
Yeah,
how many times?
True.
Saliba's there, too conservative, too safe, too slow, too passive on the ball. Norgard, not afraid to just fizz one into him. Think about it. If you've got the ball, you're going to have to control it. The problem with Eze is we need to identify what Eze do we want. Are we getting the Eze from Palace, or are we teaching Eze to play the Odegaard role? Well, if we're teaching Eze to play the Odegaard role, Odegaard goes that way and the goal's that way. So that's your first point. Play Eze in the left 8, play him further. And then if it means you have to sacrifice Rice or Zubi at times, it'd be fine. Listen, in the last 2.5 years, one thing that's been thrown about him is about his trust in squad. We've seen an aggressiveness in the market from Berta this year, £300 million spent. There's no excuses. Everyone can see the squad is there. Everyone can see doesn't need £10 million a year. Everyone watched the game. Every Arsenal fan watched the game. They saw that Timber was knackered. They saw that Zubimendi was knackered. You know, at Brentford and at Wolves, they could see they were knackered. I'm not being funny. We're talking about bravery, but why is he not playing Miles Lewis-Skelly at times in midfield when we need someone to get on the ball and have an athlete and have a runner?
Oh,
Why
mate.
not try it? This is why the difference between, I'm not comparing him to Pep, but Pep, we all make a joke about it on fantasy football. When Pep's teams comes out at 3:00 on a Saturday, and you're like, oh my God, he's made 6 changes and he's got X, Y, Z on the bench and he started this. And everyone was going, huh? What? Rodri's on Harness? What? Foden's? We can do that. I've always said it, Ron. I've always said it. We've got one of the lads in the office. I'll shout him out, Quaken. And I've always said to him, the day that Arsenal can become serious, which they are serious, if they can go to a game like Inter Milan and then play Man United at home and you can make 5 or 6 changes and there's no drop off in the squad. It might not be you rotate the squad and the squad is still at level. We can do that. But for some reason, Arteta still doesn't want to make changes. Like, I'm not being funny, right? And I mean no disrespect to Wolves. I was thinking he could have made, don't forget, there's an awful lot of derby, by the way, this weekend. I was thinking he could have made maybe 4 or 5 changes. Mate, I'm not even sure if he needed to play Gabriel and Saliba. Maybe that's me underestimating Wolves.
No, I agree.
I could have played White. I would have played
bro.
Musiera, Gabriel. I would have just said, let Stevens on the bench. I would have always said this. Rice, Eze, Saka would have been my midfield. And it would have been Trossard, Gyökeres, Madueke. That was my team. Because if it's not going well, you can survive on the bench. And also, it is going to go well because you're a better team and you're going at them and you're going to get chance after chance after chance. So the players are there. We can support them. We will. We'll support them to the end, but it's up to them. But my main concern is if they don't do it, 4 years of being second, the amount of taxing that's going to have mentally, I don't know.
Can't do it.
I don't know
Can't
if
miss
it's
this year. It has to be this year.
Amen. Amen to everything you just said there, Luke. Because like I said, this to me stems from the top. There's been a mismanagement of the players and the squad right now. Mikel clearly has his favourites and doesn't trust a lot of the players. Well, we've been hyping up all season about the squad depth that we have. What's the point in having a strong squad, a squad with this much depth, if you're not going to use them, if you're not going to rotate them? We get the best out of our players, especially at the start of the season, when every player felt that their position was under threat a little bit. There was competition. Trossard and Martinelli, they were battling it out. We didn't know who was our best left winger. They were playing up their best football. Same in the other positions. Noni and Saka, all of them, they were all competing for these positions. By the minute, certain players, like we mentioned it with Zubimendi, he's got no pressure for his position. He just knows no matter what he does, mistake on the weekend, this game, next game, goes absent for about 3 games, he is still playing no matter what. It doesn't make sense. This is why I keep screaming Norgard's name. We've got an experienced player on the bench that's played great in the few minutes that he has. But I'm seeing here, he's only had 32 minutes of Premier League football.
That's a
That's
joke.
a joke.
Yeah.
That is a joke.
Timber have played the most minutes, so there's no excuse why it started. And also on
Timber as well.
Yeah,
Go on, sorry.
the top 2. Yeah, they're the top 2. But and this is where you're right about management, because I always look at Arteta as a manager, but people forget played the game recently, 10 years ago.
Yeah, he gets it.
But he knows how intense it is in the midfield, and also this is Zubimendi's first season. Now, I don't like to criticize Zubimendi because I actually think he's been brilliant. I think he's been terrific in midfield because it's not easy to come in and play that role that Arteta wants, because Arteta wants a variation of different things, and it's hard to do. You need to help the guy out. You need to give him a break. You can clearly see.
Used to this intensity either.
This Premier League. We all talk about the intensity of the. It's not just the Premier League. Obviously, he's playing Champions League as well. We're playing a lot of football matches, and he is playing a lot of them. And like you said, we're not changing it with Norgard coming on with 15 minutes. He is playing 90 minutes week in, week out. It's even Wigan. He came on with 13 minutes to go. Like, I know there was no one else on the bench, but bring a kid from the academy and just give him a full rest. So, I don't know.
Where the lack of confidence comes from in the team as well, because obviously when you approach a game like that, you approach a game with playing Rice with Mendy, you're not really rotating. You're sending a message to the boys that this is going to be a tough game. This is Whereas if you go out there and you start a Norgard as you're sort of saying to him, go on, boys, go run through him. You know what I mean? Miles Lewis, Skelly, Norgard, and they're going to come on with more of an edge, with more something to prove, needing to sort of show themselves. And they're all good, young, confident players anyway. Obviously, Norgard's not young. This is where my question starts to begin, because I do trust Arteta. I do think Arteta makes very reasonable decisions, and I think he makes them for a reason. So does he just think that like Norgard's not good enough to play in the Prem for Arsenal or something? You know what I mean? Does he think? Because what I worry about is we're gonna keep saying start Norgard, then we start Norgard and we find out exactly why Arteta hasn't started Norgard.
I
these
agree
games,
with
you know
that,
what I
by
mean?
the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
But
Like,
that's
there's
but
gotta
that's
be sort
coaching
of
our
reason.
fear, and that kind of fear stems through to the whole team. If they don't feel that they're going to get opportunities, their standard is going to drop, and then we're waiting on like a little bit of scraps here and there to play, but it seeps
no doubt.
through, and
But then it's
No
different.
doubt with Dominic
boys,
has a confidence.
because
do
we
you know
know,
what this?
I was going to say,
Yeah,
we know that the same thing with our front three hasn't worked. Nani, Jokeres, and Martinelli. But we keep trying it. We keep trying it. So why is there some things that don't work that he insists on doing, but some
Yeah.
things he just won't try?
yeah, but
And
Mo,
some
do you know?
he screams for it.
I hear that. To be honest, bro, I really, because against Wolves, bottom of the league, the starting 11 for me is not a problem. My thing is, yeah, when we're talking about fear, coaching and fear, it reminds me when Mourinho and Wenger had the back and forth in that press conference, and I think Wenger said Mourinho has a fear of losing, and Mourinho said, well, they've got a fear of winning, because they never win. And I never really knew what he meant until right now, and it's just hit me out of nowhere. I now know what Jose Mourinho meant is that in order to lose, you might have to look to win. Sorry, you might have to look a bit stupid along the way, and this notion of like fear and failure is a big problem. You can't fear conceding a goal, so you go extra defensive. And Luke, you sort of mentioned earlier that we don't play defensive football. I agree, but I think once we go a goal up or we have a lead, we go very risk averse and like, okay, let's hold on to it. Let's hold on to it. You mentioned Luke the 23-24 season when we were putting
Yeah.
5 past teams, 6 past teams,
Yeah.
4 past teams. Like, I just don't understand where that mentality's gone. And I'll be honest, the more that I think about it, I think Kai Havertz not being there has played a huge part. Because when he's come back, we started scoring goals, came back for those 2 games. I think we scored 4 against Leeds, 3 against Sunderland. He goes, and then all of a sudden, we don't know what we're doing. And for me, for us to get to this point where one individual is making or breaking your season, it's not good enough. Luke mentioned Man City. They used to just bring De Bruyne out for the last 10 games of the season. Aguero would just come out of nowhere, finish the season. I'm genuinely concerned. And Mahrez, Gundogan would just come out. Like they had a plethora of options.
That squad.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is why I look at our squad and I worry that there might need to be quite a lot of movement. I think Ethan Nwaneri needs to just be given like a permanent place in the squad and he needs to be developed. I really don't think we should have loaned Nwaneri out, not just because of the situation at Marseille, but when he was in the squad before the transfer window opened, I was questioning why he weren't starting games. I honestly don't think players like Madueke are good enough anymore. Trossard, Martinelli, Jesus.
Alien rebuild mode already.
Yeah, but it's
This summer
scary.
could be a rebuild.
It's scary to say that, Huss, in February when you're
Yeah,
top
it
of the
is.
league. Like, I can't believe.
We spent 300 mil.
Yeah, but it's not even the money we spent. It's more the fact, Huss, that we've got a lot of players who have been here for a few years with new contracts. We're top of the league. There's a feeling that this is going to be a title-winning season. So it's not necessarily the money you spent bringing players in. You've actually spent a lot of money keeping players here. Like,
Yeah, but the
I'm
thing is,
telling
for me,
you,
I think
there's a lot of pressure.
The starting base of our team is solid for the most part. I think just where we've gone wrong is just we haven't invested correctly in the attack for the last sort of few years. And this year we've tried. We signed a strike. We signed obviously 65 million for Jokeres. I forget the price. We've got Jokeres, Madueke, and Eze. We signed this window. That is making an attempt to improve the attack. That is going for it. But we might have to just ask the question of, did we get these signings right? Did these signings improve our attack at all, really? I mean, they did a little bit, I guess. They gave us more options. But has it gone up a level or has it just given us more of the same level? And I think we maybe overestimated what our just starting 11 is. I think we felt like we just need squad depth. We don't really need to improve the team as such. But we could have, I don't know, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. I mean, obviously,
Nah,
when you
like
tip the league by 6 points, you don't really question the boys as much. And now it looks a lot shakier.
you're right about the attack. It's 2026, and we finished that game with Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, the same attack that we were playing in 2023. Like
Yeah.
every single attacker, this is just today. You know, today I'm going in on Mikel. I've gone in on all the other all the players, the other episodes, but every attacker, has any attacker improved under him? There's a fundamental flaw and a problem in our attack, and that
Yeah.
2023 season, it's the fluke season. It's the, what do you call it, the outlier of all the seasons that we've had, because we keep
Yeah.
wanting, let's return back to a little bit of that football, but we can't. Like, we've gone completely the other way, and
I mean,
oh man, it's
23-24 though was look, there was some pretty special football.
second half
I know we didn't
second
get
half
over
of
the
that.
line. Yeah,
Yeah.
second half,
tough
but
one.
the first half was there was still some promise. There was still some very good performances.
That was a good team. That was a good side.
It was a good team, and they played the right football. They played the right way. So I would say he has improved players. I think we've seen. I did think we improved Trossard when he first joined. I think you obviously improved Havertz, and don't forget, people will say it's a fluke, but when we brought Havertz in as the left 8, we didn't really know that he was going to be the false 9, and then he accommodated that role particularly well. And then Arteta saw something in that to identify him. And Saka was Saka, and Martinelli. Yeah, Martinelli was probably the one who dropped off, and his output this season has actually been okay. In all competitions, obviously, it's still his improvement in the league. So yeah, it's difficult. It's hard because you do need to have a balance of both, and I think this is a conversation not just about Arteta. This is a conversation about Arsenal, and it goes down to the beautiful DNA of the football club. And I love talking about Arsenal Wenger. We saw some wonderful football, some of the best football we saw in Europe. But if I'm going to be blunt and I'm going to be honest, we didn't get us over the line. It didn't win us. It won us plaudits. And Arteta was in those teams as well. And we all talk about that game at Anfield where he was in the middle of the midfield on his own, and we lost 5-1 to Liverpool. And that he's made no secret about how much that has scarred him. So he's used that. He's used the beautiful football of Wenger. He's used Pep. He's used David Moyes, and he's built something with ideologies and loads of different formations and his identity. And he's built this team which is physical, and that's never been associated in recent years with Arsenal. They are hard to beat. People don't like that because Arsenal used to get connotated with being a soft, weak underbelly, naive, but play lovely football. And when push comes to shove, they fall flat for that. The annoyance is push is coming to shove, not in a footballing way. It's becoming push comes to shove in a mental way. And that is the concern, because we aren't getting outplayed in football matches. That's the sad reality. We actually aren't getting outplayed. We are seizing control of these football matches, and we are doing it at our own detriment. We are going 1-0 up in these football matches, but I don't know why this notion of total control is overriding the players, and it's actually
issue.
difficult. But my issue with mentality is, like, I go back to it. We were doing this podcast now, and we are still top. We won 8 from 8 in the Champions League. We're in a League Cup final, and we've got a relatively lovely tie against Mansfield, no disrespect, in the 5th round. So we've got 1 foot open buying a shot in the next round of the FA Cup, the quarterfinals. This should be one of the most exciting times to be an Arsenal fan. It should be an unbelievable moment. It should be incredible. The players should be buzzing. The players should be wearing the shirt with pride. I'm not saying they're not, but it should be unbelievable. It feels so negative because you'll watch the team play in fear of not losing rather than going out and seizing the moment. Like the song of Second Again, Ole Ole Ole, hurts me. Hurts me when I hear people do that. That should motivate the life out of them to prove them wrong. And then you can go and shush the crowd and shush everyone, and everyone goes, "Oh no, they actually are serious." But it seems to crowd them. It seems to swallow them. And last night, that second goal was the epitome of that. That never happens. That never ever happens. Very rarely. That gets cleared. Ryan picks it up. You waste time. No problem. That
Felt so inevitable though.
Is creeping in, and I don't know how you can shake that. And Sunday, wherever, if we were 15th, if we were 10th, if we were 8th, it's a North London derby. Go out and play the game, win the game of football. That's a non-negotiable when you play for Arsenal. Everyone knows that. Fine. But they're not going to get more credit because of that, because of this bounce back. It's just going to be more frustrating when they do it, because it's like, well, you shouldn't be in this position in the first place. And that's the annoyance. And that's the frustration. People are going, we were talking about earlier. It's like, if City, it shouldn't be if City, it should be
that.
When Arsenal were going, when Arsenal win, we'll be 6 points. When Arsenal win, we'll be 7 points clear. It's now if City can do this, if City do that. That I don't like how the conversation's changed.
You know,
we've led.
Luke, you know what I found interesting yesterday, boys? After we conceded that equaliser, Nicholas Jova, the set piece coach, he was going mad. He was out in the technical area shouting. Arteta had to pretty much push him back and say, just get back in the dugout. Obviously, I actually like to see that. I actually like to see a little bit of honesty. Sometimes I don't like when Arteta comes out in the press and protects the players. Sometimes I wish he'd come out and just say, like, he almost takes the blame with them, which I get, but sometimes I wish he'd just fire a rocket up their ass and just be like, that's just not good enough. I can imagine Fergie was famed for the hairdryer treatment. I think Arteta does that. He just hides it very well in the media, but I'm starting to wonder, but Luke,
times though, like, he's got to be careful. He sometimes isolates the players when I don't think he should.
Yeah, like Martinelli.
Certain players at times, like, yeah, someone misses a chance, he kind of baits them out.
Yeah, but 2-3 big chances. Well, I'm like, what? And it's not even a chance. It's just an opening when the final pass has been misplaced or something like that. Like,
yeah,
you've got to be careful.
Yeah, but I just think, I don't know. I just feel like, I guess the question is, like, are the players still? Do they still truly believe in it? Like, I was watching Ange Postecoglou on the overlap earlier, and he was saying sometimes maybe the training methods were too much. We know Tottenham have had a lot of injuries under him. They're still having a lot of injuries now. He said he had them running all the time. And I don't know, is Arteta training them too hard? Do some of the players look at it and say, why is he starting Timber again? We've all played sport, and managers have made decisions where you and the players are looking at each other saying, what's he doing that? Do we think the players are questioning the manager, or like, I don't know, what is it? What is the problem? And
they don't have time to train. They don't have time to train. They're playing 3 games a week, 4 games a week. They don't train. They recover. They rest. They prepare. And they go again. That's what they should be doing. That's what they're
missing sessions for a long time. Yeah, for a long time, Juventus been walking alongside Arteta during certain training sessions. He doesn't even do the session at times. Timber did his ACL at the start of last season, so that's why I have to wonder. I have to wonder, behind the scenes, does Arteta look at Ben White and Norgard and just think these guys aren't there either physically or aren't there, at the level in order to come in and help these guys? Because, like you said, all of us as fans can see what some of the issues are. All of us can see the particular players who need a bit more rotation. I'm worried for Declan Rice. He seems like he's a machine. He can handle anything. But guys played so much this season. I mean, him and Zubimendi, they've just seen Mikel Merino get injured. Hopefully he's back for the World Cup. But yeah, maybe some of these players are starting to look at that World Cup and think, fucking hell, like, got a lot of work coming up here. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough time for a lot of these players. And
no, I hear it.
Yeah, I don't know. There definitely seems to be, you know what, if you focus on yesterday specifically, I have to think that just comes from the players even more so than Arteta, because them last 15 minutes, they crumbled internally. They crumbled, and you can see it with Arteta furious on the sidelines. We've seen it time and time again. But I think maybe it's a case of fatigue. Maybe it's a case of just not knowing how to handle a lead. Maybe it's the fact it's a midweek game and everyone's eyes are on the boys and they just want to get through it. They look like they want to get out of there. When Trossard was time wasting last 5 minutes, it looked like the boys just wanted to get out of Wolves and get on the fucking coach back to London. That's how it seemed, and I don't think that's a champion's mentality. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it.
You know what it is. You mentioned how Arteta looked after they equalised. I thought he looked lost. I think he looked ingenuine. He looked like, but he looked like he looked like he was in disbelief, like he couldn't believe what had just happened. And he's trying to tell him get back in. He's giving it Bamos. There was no belief behind it. It was. He looked so.
Not that time.
He looked numb. He looked like he was. And that concerned me, because that was the look of a manager who was like, he had no idea. He didn't know how it happened. He can't even work it out.
Yeah,
he's losing confidence in this team. I think he's losing confidence in this team as well. Like, and that's when he's having these press conferences where he's saying, guys, where do you want to be? How do you want to live? the rest of your season, because he's looking at them and thinking like, guys, what's going on here? Are you lot ready for this or not? Because I can't make you lot want to play. I can't make you lot ready for every game. But I don't know, man. It's again, if it comes down to the players, like, then there needs to be rotations, because Rice is looking like he's tired. Like he's been going through. He's been going
You know
through.
what I mean? Like,
Our midfield
so many
is
players you can't
absent
say.
these games. No, but you can rotate them. That's the thing. You can't say that there's only certain few players that you can rotate. You can rotate them. We're playing Wolves. Whoever we rotate in that midfield is probably better than who they've got playing in their midfield. Like
Could
even
have rotated yesterday, yeah. But like now, for example, we've got Spurs and Chelsea next 2 games. Like, what are we going to do? I can't imagine he sticks Norgard and Ben White in against Spurs or Chelsea.
we have to.
You know?
I think more than ever. I think more than ever, certain players need to be dropped.
You think
For
you sit
me,
Ben White?
yeah, Ben White
I'd like to think so as well, but I'd probably put a wager down that he starts Timber.
Oh no, he probably will, but he could start
You
White.
know what I mean?
and
Like,
no one would bat an eyelid, really.
He could
fact,
start
he-
Skelly.
people would be happy. I think if we
Could you
saw,
imagine the
saw
team
White,
Imagine the team news if we saw some Mendy on the bench on Sunday, for example.
yeah. Well,
How would
that's
you
what I mean.
feel?
It'd be quite a statement,
You'd be
wouldn't
like,
it? It'd be a statement. It'd be a big statement.
Maybe Odegaard might be back. This might be back. If he went Rice, Havertz, and someone else,
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Phew, gee," and then
I've heard Havertz might be back, Luke. I've heard he might be back.
yeah, he might not.
That's what you need.
But
That's what I want
you
to
never-
say. I want to see a
This happened.
statement from Arteta.
Exactly. When things like this happen, that's what you need. You need to remind the players that you can't just keep playing.
Don't forget,
saying,
Spurs are decimated. It's going to be the same thing. The atmosphere is going to be big on Sundays, of course it is, but it's going to be the same thing. The onus is going to be on us.
But
They are
no, it is, Luke. The thing is, as well, boys, we might have an opportunity. City go to Newcastle, or they play Newcastle. Is that at home? That game's
No.
for City.
Yeah, they're at home,
Don't
yeah.
even go.
See, yeah.
Don't do it.
Listen,
Don't
Newcastle
No,
have used up all their
but
goals,
do
but
it. Don't.
Nah, Luke,
all their
Luke.
goals against Karabakh. It's
Mo,
like,
hold on, hold on.
No.
No, Luke,
Don't-
listen. Let me land. It's not about us relying on City, but we haven't got a fucking choice anymore, Luke.
We
We
do.
haven't got a
Yeah,
choice,
we
man.
have to. We have to. We need
do.
City to the point.
No, we win all our games. It's as simple as that. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
If they win,
Yeah,
their game in hand, 2 points. Forget them. Because hoping on them isn't going to get you anywhere. Win all your games, win the league. That's it.
Yeah.
That is all you
Yeah.
have to do. They've had chances where they could have drawn 2 and lost 1, or drawn 1 and 1. Now, win all your games. If you win all your games, you'll be Premier League champions. Win at the Etihad. Show me you want it. Show me you want to go for it. Win. That's it. Win Sunday. Win next Sunday. Win on next Sunday. Win Wednesday. Win the Champions League. Win the. I'm being serious.
no, it's facts. It's facts.
You usually have to.
They have done it.
But that's
They've done it the last.
They're in the
2
same boat.
They've gone on and beaten runs before. They can do it. And if you keep winning and then City drop points, win again. Keep winning.
Yeah.
And then revisit it in May. Save yourself the pain of relying on City. It is still technically, we can still do it ourselves. It's just a lot more closer than it ever should be. That's it.
Luke, you know what?
What?
I actually agree. I just needed to get that out of you before we let you go in it, because I know you need to go. But I just thought I'd chuck a little grenade in there, rile you up quickly. Huh?
No. Have to. Right. Gentlemen.
You've been
Carry
following
on.
them.
Luke,
Well,
before you go, let us know what's your score prediction for the weekend, North London derby. How does it go?
Get the pen out. Signs the contract. North London the derby. Saka Gabriel. 2-0. Cue all the good stuff afterwards in the post-match. Win the game. Move on to the next one. Play Chelsea. Fine.
say that.
Hey, Luke, enjoy the show, bro. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Love.
All right. Love. Take care.
Come back and down.
Lovely.
Thank you.
bit.
All the
Top
best.
man.
Peace.
All right, big up Luke Henry. That was Luke. He's gonna go be a superstar and talk to it. But boys, we will carry on. Is there anything else you boys want to add to the Wolves game? Because to be honest, I've got nothing else to say about it. I'm ready to talk about Tottenham, but the floor's yours, boys. If you want to let anything else.
Luke ended that perfectly.
Yeah, we can talk Spurs if you want, but it's going to just bleed into the same thing. But we can talk Spurs.
Well, let's just talk about then just the title race as a whole. Then, just before we wrap, how are you boys feeling? Huss, you confident? Obviously Sunday's a huge opportunity. It's actually a chance for the boys to get some confidence back, and seize the initiative, not rely on other teams like Luke was saying. Go and win your games, build your own confidence. Don't let other teams build your confidence for you. How big of an opportunity is it? And do you think we can actually win the league from here on out?
It feels like the start now. It feels like we're just at the start of a new mountain climb. Like it feels like everything we've done all this season, it all amounts to these next 11 games. Like what happens from this point forward is what matters. And to be honest, I'm actually sounds mental saying it. I'm happy we've got Spurs next. Very happy we've got Spurs next. I think it's a game that the players have got no choice but to be up for. It's a game that I know I can't question. Like what I don't think I can question what Arsenal are going to turn up for a North London derby. I think I should, by this point, I know that we are going to show up for that and we are going to put on a decent performance. So I'm confident in that sense. But at the same time, it's hard to be that confident when we've dropped points against Wolves, dropped points against Brentford. I can't remember the last particularly good performance we've had. So I'm definitely a bit nervous. I think it's a great opportunity for the boys to get back into motion. But my issue right now is I don't think we know what our best 11 is. I don't think we have a clear solution to our problems right now. I don't think we know exactly where who should be starting. And I wonder if the players are feeling the same way, So that's where I'm starting to lack a bit of confidence. I definitely think we can still win the league. But unlike what Luke said, I think a lot of if we're going to win the league is going to come down to what City show up for the rest of the season. If City decides to go on one of them runs,
that's the problem, innit, Huss? That's the problem. That's more points. But that's the problem. That's exactly what Luke's on about. And that's why he's saying win. And I agree with him. This is why, and a lot of people in the chat. I remember when we were beating Inter, and a few man was saying Marino's balling out, and this is sick, and everyone was loving it, even the Wigan game. It's why I was sort of like, these cup games are meaningless right now because. Yeah, the league is what matters, and drawing with Liverpool and Forest, like losing to United, I'm not actually as annoyed about because I feel like that was just one of them games where United are up, Carrick's in, these lot are happy. They got a chance to spoil Arsenal's day. They spoiled City's the week before. They were just flying. Like you caught United at the worst.
No, against United than any of those other games you mentioned.
Exactly.
Liverpool, Forest or Wolves.
I couldn't fault them for that, but this is what I mean, Huss. Like, we do it to ourselves. I know what you mean. I get it. Like, I sort of hope City drop points at Newcastle on Saturday. They play Saturday evening, but it's so true. If they lose or draw and we don't beat Tottenham, what's it for? What does it actually mean? Like, it's just pointless, man. And I'll be honest, I'm actually... Like we're supposed to be enjoying it, and it's not even enjoyable. It's draining. Like I'm enjoying doing this pod with you boys, but talking about the team isn't even fun at the minute. Like it's just sad. It's actually more. It's more sad than it is enjoyable. I don't know, Mo. What are you saying for the rest of the season?
Nah, man. I've lost confidence now. And I think that result was the one. If you can't beat Wolves, while you're 2-0 up, I can't trust you to go win the league. I can't trust you to go and beat Spurs, go and beat Chelsea. Like, come on. If you can't do that, I personally, for me, I think we've lost the league now. I think that's bold. I'm not going to give myself that hope again because that's where we went wrong. Gave myself that hope that we were going to do it. I don't really believe in this team doing that anymore. And I think, look at Man City. If we're going to focus on them, they've got a good run of games. Newcastle's probably the hardest game in a while. That's what we needed to capitalize in these games. Wolves is our most winnable game in a while. Like, we're not going to get 6 points against Spurs and Chelsea. Even on our good days, that's a big ask. So, at the minute, I just think we need to get back on form, do that, get our wins back. But really and truly, for me, I think the league is, unless something massively changes, I think it's done. Personally.
Yeah. The league, but purely
it might be an early call, but
I was going to say, Mo, you're not showing your little one the game from last night, are you? Sounds like they're watching something awful, mate. You need to talk to your little one like that, man. Yeah, Tottenham on the weekend. Should we do score predictions? Let's do starting lineup first. Let's do the starting lineup. Mo's obviously gone to try and think he's going to go turn the game off now. Do you want to know our score predictions, Huss, before the Wolves game? I predicted 2-0, you predicted 2-1, and Mo predicted 3-0. So none of us are right. Yeah, you nearly had it. I mean, if you went 2, we would have called you mad.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
yeah,
thing, it just didn't feel that. I didn't even, like you said, it's supposed to be fun. I didn't feel that confident before the game.
2-1
Didn't
is
feel
not
that confident for
confident,
Wolves, which is mad, which is mental. Like, I'm not approaching Wolves away with much confidence, purely based on how we played against them the first time, how we've played in these sort of games, how we looked against Forest, how we looked against Liverpool. Bro, this is dark. Normally, at least with Arsenal, it's always like, oh, you know what? If we get a new left winger, or if we get this, or if we do this, and this one right here, it just feels like it's just internal in all the players. It's an internal issue, which I can't solve that. Arteta can't solve that. Arteta maybe can. Maybe Arteta can solve it with some, passionate speeches between now and the end of the season or something along these lines. But I don't know. It's hard to imagine us winning the league. And I think, we talk about the quality of the team. I think if you looked at our team, you looked at Man City's team, man for man, you'd probably say Man City got a better team. So that's where it starts to get dark. I think we've probably got a better defense and similar, maybe got a similar midfield. I don't know. Midfield's tough, and then they've got a better attack, undeniably. So
we needed one
they're
more
going into-
superstar.
If we had, yeah, well, do we even really have? Even the superstars we have though. They're all very much on the board. They're all very much borderline superstars. We don't have.
We needed one definite one. That's what we needed in the summer. Someone that's actually going to lift us another level.
Was that superstar?
We didn't lift us.
But was that superstar
You
there?
got to make a statement. Isak was there.
Isak was there. I mean, look, even Rodrigo was there. Rodrigo was very much there. He was on the edge. I don't know if these players are. Yeah, he's to an extent. I think he's a superstar. If you compare it to what we've got, like, look at our front three. I honestly believe you look at Martinelli, Madueke, Gyökeres. I think that is a Europa League front three, 100%. Man, that front three could start for Villa or Everton. Like that easily could. But you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
That's true.
You wouldn't bat an eyelid. Like you wouldn't expect to see any of those three playing for a Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Because now look at it. I wanted Eze to step us up, but am I mad? Like, can you really sign a player from Crystal Palace, bring him to Arsenal, and make your team better? That much better?
Not that much better. Not there. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
no disrespect.
City just signed Semenyo from Bournemouth, and now
that's the problem. Man City have actually gone up a level because of them signings. And I said all window we should have made some signings in January. We should have done something to go wrap this title up, and we didn't do it. We left it in there. Right? We left it in the air. They went and got arguably the best centre half in the league this season, and arguably the best winger in the league this season. Like literally, they grabbed both of them in one window and said, "All right, come on, then we're 6 points behind. Let's go for it." We did nothing. We literally did nothing. We sat around, waited.
We actually gave one of our options away, Wanyeri. We couldn't.
Yeah, we gave an option away. Yeah, gave an option away. We didn't sign either of them players, and I think, truthfully, from the summer window to the January window, I've been fucking hawking it all season long. Signings haven't been good enough. I don't think we've approached it in the right way. Even like a Jorginho being there in the change room right now would have helped majorly. Would have massively been a help. Just to some sort of degree.
I think we really need to be, because this is when I think we got to look internal here. I nearly got in the trap.
Yeah.
This is why I said what superstar was out there. I don't think it's an external problem. This is internal.
No, it's not an external problem.
It's there. Because they have the ingredients. I don't even think we needed to sign a player in January. I personally don't.
They don't got the ingredients, but the individuals in our team aren't amazing. How many world-class players are in our team? Let's be completely honest about it. Like, obviously, clearly world-class players.
Yeah, but you say that, but people only start. Yeah, but this is why. No, but Huss, this is why I don't like this revisionism, because everyone was loving Gabriel and Saliba a month or two ago.
They are.
I don't know if we can start doing this. Who have we got? Declan Rice, everyone loves. Saka's just £300 a week. Yeah, but you lot are telling me Trossard's having a great season. Trossard's having a great season.
Well, he's having a great season. This is the problem.
how
Trossard
it,
having
no,
a
but
great
this
season.
doesn't.
No,
No, but
no,
this
listen,
isn't.
Trossard's having Trossard at his absolute best can only give you this. This is what we knew from the this is what we knew.
That,
We've had Trossard for
but this is
years.
my.
He's
This
31.
is why I was always saying to you, look, to not. I don't know, man. Like I don't know.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying Trossard isn't good enough. But you're saying sell him. I'm saying why would we sell him? He's been our best attacker. That doesn't mean that we're saying he's world class. That doesn't mean we're saying he's the right person to lead us across the line. I would have all three of us would have agreed in the summer. We need to sign a new left winger. We didn't sign a new left winger. But you were saying we need to sell Trossard. That's where I disagree with you. That doesn't mean we need to sell Trossard, and he still had a better season. If we had Trossard performing how he's performing, and we had an Antoine Semenyo, which would have been the ideal scenario, and obviously we thought Eze could be that. We thought Eze could be some competition on the wing, but then he hasn't
Eze's
been playing.
been a letdown.
We're scared to
He
make
hasn't
those
been
big
playing left wing.
decisions. Like we all were saying that we probably need to upgrade on one of Trossard and Martinelli, and we did neither. And we only just about got Eze.
Yeah, Eze. I mean, he's played left winger twice.
And he's been disappointing. Like I don't even want to go in on him right now, but he has honestly, he's been the most disappointing signing so far because I expected so much more.
You know what? But that's the thing. I was looking yesterday. I know you two like him a lot more than I do, but I think Gyökeres is one of the worst signings in the history of the club. Genuinely, like, for all we need
It might be.
to do was to improve our front line, and we signed a
You know what I will
striker.
say?
Our striker, we can't do anything.
You know why for me I'm saying Eze is because for me Gyökeres hasn't lost us any games. Maybe he hasn't won us the games, but Eze has actually lost us games. Look at the Villa game. Look at yesterday. Go look at that last goal.
That was your boy.
Go look
You lost the Villa game.
Oh, my boy. But anyway, either way, go look at yesterday. Look at that final goal. Okay, look what Eze's doing at the edge of the box. He just lets his man run over his shoulder. He's there ball watching again. Lets his man run over his shoulder, and then he gets onto the ball from the rebound and scores. Like, come on, that's what I'm saying. He's actually costing us at the minute.
We did, but that's
Like, I don't want to say it because I wanted him to be a star.
We shouldn't even be in that position. We shouldn't even be in that position where Eze's able to lose his man in the box in the last minute. Like, why were you relying on Eze to do a man marking job in the box in the last minute?
That's not relying on
Can't be
something.
in that
That's everyone's job. You can't even make that excuse. That's everyone's job. You're there.
And Huss's
Yeah, but I mean,
point
Timber's
is,
put us in that position. Timber's
And
Yeah,
same
but-
with Brentford.
bowler.
In the Brentford game, everyone said Erdegaard lost his man for that goal. I'm saying, how the fuck you letting Erdegaard be in the back post with their guy? Like, the problems are happening before we get in there. Like, it's before we get there, and then we're kind of blaming
so
the last
Huss,
man
you
at the
could go
scene.
deeper. You could go deeper and say, like I think you're trying to point out, we shouldn't be holding on to Leeds at bottom of the league in the last
what I'm
minute.
saying,
We should have been the game should have been done and dusted against Brentford. Listen, let's do the starting lineup because United,
Yeah.
Arsenal, they're sending me mad. I can't believe they've done this to us. Like, I'm actually sitting here listening to you boys go.
Well, you can believe it though. You can believe it, right?
No, Huss, this one's really done me. This one's mad. This one's mad because City haven't been this slow for this long. Liverpool won the league and then fell off, which no one expected. Chelsea are nowhere to be seen. United are having a little late flurry, little honeymoon period. Like Villa are the next closest challengers. For me, this was the no excuses league. This is the league title that was like, you've done so well, lads. Here you go. We're going to give you a clean run at it. And you fucked it up. You fucked it up. But listen, let's name this lineup for the North London derby. Mo, it's on you first.
Kepa. I'll put Kepa Arrizabalaga in
I was
goal.
thinking the same. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I respect it because
I was
David
thinking the
Raya.
exact same thing.
You know what? Is David Raya overrated? I don't want to start doing because I don't think I've ever
short.
Raya's. But but I'm not even doing the heightest stuff because Casillas wasn't the tallest, but he was a decent keeper. Pepe Reina was decent at Liverpool, wasn't the tallest. Jerzy Dudek won the Champions League for Liverpool, wasn't the tallest. I do prefer a taller goalie.
Other than Casillas.
Yeah, no. But to be fair, Dudek won the Champions League against AC Milan. I mean, he did concede 3 goals for Chrysler, but he did save a couple of penalties.
Was he the starting keeper? Was he the number 2? Wasn't he? Was he?
Yeah,
was he
I don't
the-
think Rayner was there at that point. I think Dudek was their starter that season. If my young memory doesn't
Yeah, I was gonna
let me
say
down,
how
but
fresh he was watching football.
yeah, I think that was like my first year truly taking in football. But I just look at David Raya and I just think, you're good. He is good. He is good. But yeah, like that moment yesterday, I'm not mad if Kepa comes in. I'm not mad at it. Huss, do you want to do right back?
Ben White. Or even Mosquera, but I'd say Ben White. I think he contributes to us playing better attacking football. And I think Timber looks absolutely battered. Yeah, man, he looks battered, bro.
Ben White. You know what? I personally, you know what? I'd love to put Saliba on the bench.
Hmm.
Mosquera.
I'd start Mosquera. I think Saliba needs
You know
to
what,
sit
though?
down.
Do you think
You reckon?
Saliba? I think Saliba's probably been better than Gabriel last 2 games.
Yeah, if anyone, I'd say Gabriel.
You know what it is? I know Gabriel made the mistake, but for me, in a game like Tottenham, new manager, not really used to the league, I just think Gabriel should play because Saliba weren't great yesterday either. He weren't great yesterday either. I don't think either of them were great. But I don't know, man. Saliba, like even just how he wasn't playing certain balls in through the lines he normally does. Apparently, he missed a game with a cold against was it Wigan or Brentford? I think it was Brentford.
Brentford.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't like hearing that, and I think Mosquera, like before Mosquera came in.
I just had a cold, man. I hear it, bro. I couldn't have played a game yesterday. Must have missed the game with a
But
cold. I
you're
hear it. I hear it.
yeah, but Huss, you're not getting paid 100 or grand a week.
No, I'm
You're
with
not
you. I'm
gonna
with you. You know what's mad? Don't you think
like,
Saliba always seems to just get injured on the day? He's always on the day exclusion. You never find out he was injured until fucking the kickoff, the lineup comes out.
That's true.
yeah, but for me,
No,
yeah,
cold is
that's
crazy. Cold
that's
is
why I'd
backside,
start.
that's right.
That's why I'd start Mosquera. But anyway, go on, Mo.
Gabriel.
All right, sweet.
Huss.
Let Piero back in. He's off the back of a goal, to be fair. I didn't like him for that goal we conceded. Didn't like him for the goal we conceded, but it is what it is, man.
What, the first goal or the second?
First goal, yeah. Miles away from the guy, like just chilling in the box, basically. Don't know what he's doing.
He had a man there. I do see that. He was marking a guy though.
It's
Yeah,
a
but you
tough
didn't
one,
need to
man.
be like, he was just so tucked in the box. Like he was left his man so free. But either way, it's a great strike, so it is what it is, end of the day. But yeah, it's got him.
So is it me?
This is a this is probably a tougher one. Yeah, centre mid.
Norgard.
Start Norgard, yeah, North London Derby.
I'm putting Zubi on the bench. Yeah, I saw what he did last derby. He plays. You know what? If we're not gonna, if he's not gonna play forward passes and play it through the lines, then like I'm not here just for you. I'm not here for you to just high press and try to get some tackles.
Norgard.
I'm starting Norgard. Yeah.
I think he's been so disappointing recently. I think he's been hiding. And like, you know, Rom keeps saying about like Saliba not passing between the lines and stuff. I just think the fact that that's become Saliba's job and not Zubimendi's is a bit of a joke. Like Zubimendi should be the one who's anchoring that responsibility, taking the ball first and popping it about, and he just doesn't seem to be. Seems to be just hiding all the time.
You said it in the group. You were like, Zubimendi doing this is exactly why Erdegaard has to come deep and grab the ball, because none of them, him or Rice, really and truly, want to pop it into the middle and play forward into that space.
It always happens for me when Erdegaard isn't there. You realize certain things when he's not there. You realize why he does the shit he does. Because look, no matter what 10 we put in the 10, they don't get the ball from Rice and Zubimendi. And Saka is showing for it a lot more than anyone else has. So I see exactly what Erdegaard says. I'm going back there doing it.
As much as I didn't like Zinchenko, as much as I didn't like Zinchenko, him coming into the middle and getting onto the ball actually allowed Erdegaard to stay further up.
Yeah, that's probably a bit more silly, but who else we got?
Yeah.
I think Mo's nicked my pick there. So I'm going to go.
Yours.
I'm going to go for Rice. I'll take the next one. I'll just put Rice.
Oh, God, Rice.
I'll put Rice.
I'd go Saka, to be fair. I don't know, actually. As they got a hat-trick last time.
Yeah, nah, G. Don't be putting no Saka in the 10 again. I'll be honest, I didn't like that experiment. But then I don't think you got the ball enough, to be fair. But I don't know. I don't really like a lot of players in this team. Yeah, I thought I don't think it was his fault. I just don't even know anymore, mate. Like I need to see that slay again. Like what I
It's
saw
all the same, no matter who plays.
yeah, it
thing
don't
is, the
matter.
goal he scored as well. The goal he scored, I don't think is a goal that anyone else scores other than either Marino or Havertz.
Facts, but all right, Huss, you remember when Gareth Bale, at last season at Tottenham, when he was just getting the ball and just licking it in, like that's the sort of performance I thought I see from Saka. I don't remember him taking more than one shot, if any, outside the box. So
No,
unless you're gonna play him
No.
like that, I wouldn't do it. But it's your pick, bro. Don't let me sway you.
no, yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah,
Eze?
I think so. Then that obviously means right wing. I'd put Saka right wing. Whoever chooses that one.
So yeah, right wing Saka.
Yeah, I don't want to see Madueke starting. That's probably the main reason I don't want Saka in the 10, because it means you have to play Madueke, and he's not good enough, bro. I'm sorry. Like everyone wants to protect him. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but he's good, but he's just not good enough. If you want to win leagues, starting Madueke's not what's gonna make that happen. Striker, mate. If Havertz was around, if Havertz was around, it's just gonna have to be Gyökeres, but I'd play him for the full 90. I think you need to give Gyökeres a full 90, and if he's, mate, not last chance saloon, but North London derby away from home, 90 minutes. Go and show us why we bought you. Like, just go and do it. That's what I'd say. That's me.
Just try and do the basics, man. Just be in the box, get yourself a tap in, get something, man. Get something.
Play like you know how to play football, Gyökeres. You're embarrassing me, son. Come on.
Is Romero suspended? Do we know?
Yeah, Romero's yeah, he's suspended. Left wing, last position. I think Mo, it's on you.
Is it me?
Or
Left
Huss.
wing.
It might be Huss.
Yeah, Huss.
Yeah, Huss, I think
Yeah.
it's you know.
Well, but if it's me, then it's a no-brainer. To Leandro Trossard, I think Martinelli should get a 3-match ban for what he fucking did. Doing that 2-1 to the Wolves fans with 30 seconds to go. Are you stupid? Have you
I didn't
actually
see that.
Yeah, it's awful.
Guy's
It's bad.
retarded, man. Then you know what? That's the thing about Martinelli. At times he does appear very stupid, man. What are you doing? It's just so like to flex
you,
me 2-1 up.
Yeah, no, it's
Flex me
stinky.
2-1 up,
No,
and
it's
there's Wolves. They're mauling you, and then you embarrassing, man.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, he always seems to do silly shit at that stadium.
Yeah, that's so true.
all right, well,
Or
manager?
has Trossard not got a broken nose?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. Yeah, you
give you over a go.
Because he came off. He did get a sub, so
I think it was they used it as a concussion substitution. So
they got hit in the chest.
yeah, but because he was down holding his head in it and all of that stuff, so they used it as a concussion sub. Yeah, they used it as a concussion sub. It's one of them. It's like a tactical thing. A lot of the clubs use in it. You get an extra sub that way, basically. But I only used 3 subs before that anyway, so I'm not sure why we used our concussion sub. Score predictions, lads. You know what? I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say 1-0 to the Arsenal. I think we nick a goal. It's not pretty, and all the pundits like they got to win, and that's what you needed to do. Bounce back with a win. I can 1-0. It ain't gonna be pretty, lads. So I hope you got your seatbelts.
We need to get back to scoring set piece goals.
You go, Huss. I'm still thinking.
I'm thinking as well. I mean, no, being just completely transparent, I could 100% just see us drawing.
But I don't know if I'm
not going to pick us to draw. I'm not going to pick us to draw because it goes against my morals and values. I know as soon as we get kicked off, I'll be backing us to win. So it's going to be tight. 1-0 is a good shot, but I'll edge it 2-1. I think we concede. So we're going to have to get a second goal. And I think we actually, for some reason, the goals always come out against Spurs. So
What are you saying? 2-1, yeah?
Oh, I'm going to say 2-0 then. Even though I don't, I'm going to say 2-0. I'm going to get back to being a bit positive. Let's get back to that. 2-0.
A clean sheet would be nice. That's why I've gone 1-0. I'll take a clean sheet. Well, should we leave it there, boys? Because I'll be honest, I don't want to hear about Wolves ever again. I hear Madueke. I don't want to hear about that place. It is. He was right. I just hope we don't look back on it in 3 months and that's the moment, because that would be the moment. We don't win the league.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few moments, but I think that's the one
That's
where you're like,
Yeah. That's on the
Yeah.
sealed it.
that's the one. Well, hopefully the boys can bounce back this Sunday. It's been good to get some more off the chest, boys. Hope that was a little bit of a therapy session for you. And for you people who are listening, watching as well. If you're watching, like, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications so you know when we drop an episode. And if you're listening on Spotify, follow us, give us a rating. And yeah, let us know what you think, boys. We'll leave it there. Huss, Mo, see you next time. Is Ibs ever coming back? Have any of you heard from Ibs?
Yeah,
messaged
find
him.
out next episode, isn't it? Find out next episode.
Yeah, Ibs
Well, Ibs
should
was
be back
going.
soon. Hopefully he's
If
back
not,
soon.
we'll get Luke on a permanent contract if we can.
Yeah, we're going to be in the transfer window. So yeah, if you're looking for a new club, let us know. Slide in the DMs. But yeah, that's it from us, people. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.